The Empathy Edge, Chapter 2, What Does Enough Look Like for Your Buyer? Welcome to Sales for Nice People, the daily podcast for ethical entrepreneurs who want to learn how to sell more without having to go against your values. I am Martin Steller. I help nice people sell more. And this is the second chapter in the Empathy Edge, a set of questions to help you truly understand your buyer. And we're looking at the big frustration. Yesterday, we talked about the 3 fears. Those together add up to one core big frustration that your buyer wants to get rid of. In other words, we've had enough, it's time for change. And when you have your conversations with your buyers, it is very useful to focus in on what enough looks like. Because unless your buyer gets to the point that it's been enough, we need to do something about this, we need to make this change happen, they're not going to buy. So when you can have a conversation that gets your buyer clarity on whether or not it has actually been enough and we've put up with this for long enough, you enable your buyer to get to a point where they actually make a decision, which is kind of necessary because if they don't make a decision, then you get a ghost in your pipeline and your follow-up isn't going to get followed up on. So you want to talk to your buyer and figure out, has it actually been enough? So here's 3 questions that you can ask them. What have you put up with for too long? Secondly, what is blocked because this problem exists, and how problematic is that? Now, this second question is very important because there's always secondary consequences because of a problem that you can solve. And if you can figure out what those consequences are, you're going to make it easy for your buyer to figure out that, yes, we should do something about this. Or you're going to help them understand that actually the cost of the problem is not too high. We're willing to keep paying for the problem a bit longer. And that means you free up time in your pipeline and in your day. So you want to get your buyer to an understanding and an insight and admission of whether or not it's been enough already. And for that, the final question that you can use is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fed up are you with this problem? I can tell you that if the answer is not, well, it's 9 or a 10 or an 8 maybe, they're not going to buy. Your buyer needs to be completely, thoroughly fed up with having the problem, because that is what's going to make them want to buy your solution. And if they don't score a high number on that 1 to 10 question, then this is not a now buyer, and it is an opportunity that you can safely park and revisit later on, freeing up your time. So ask your buyer, what have you put up with for too long? What is blocked? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how fed up are you with this? This is Chapter 2 of the Empathy Edge. Sign up for a short daily email and the Empathy Edge at martinsteller.com/nice people. And I will see you again tomorrow.